Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel for this week's safety recap. Before we get started, make sure that you give me a thumbs up down below here to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you will find additional videos of this nature, along with toolbox safety topic videos and leadership training videos. Well, let's go ahead and get started with the weekly recap. Of the several jobs I visited this past week, attitudes and productivity appeared well in line. Good attitudes with high levels of productivity. Good job, guys. There were a few safety items of note, and I will cover them after a few words about having a can-do attitude and succeeding in life. I, from time to time, have guys with doubt. Me, sometimes as well. So I was researching about developing a good attitude and came across this article by Dean Bokhari, and I would like to share it, or a portion of it, with you. How to develop a can-do attitude and succeed in life. In life, attitude is everything. Attitude is the only thing that you have complete and utter control of. If you've got a negative attitude, you will taint your entire outlook on life and dramatically decrease your ability to succeed. With a negative attitude, you will make little, if any, progress on the goals and ambitions you set for yourself. Instead of consciously crafting a successful life, your negative disposition will often lead to a passive personality, one in which you shrug your shoulders and let life happen to you rather than making things happen for you. If that's not the life you imagine for yourself, then it's time to transform your current attitude into a can-do attitude. Here are some powerful and practical ideas you can start using today to make that attitude shift and start an upward cycle of success for yourself that will reverberate into every area of your life. Number one, it starts with your mindset. Our mindset determines the way we deal with tough situations and setbacks, as well as our willingness to deal with and improve ourselves. A person with a growth mindset automatically has a can-do attitude because they don't give up when they fall or fail. Instead, they use failure as a learning opportunity that does nothing more than get them closer to success. Show everyone that success comes first from the gym between your ears. The same gym that chooses to leave behind negative beliefs and replace them with an attitude that says, I can do this. 2. Focus on being congruent. Your thoughts plus actions plus feelings are like a three-legged stool. This is similar to people that follow the old self-help advice to just think positive. If we think positive but we still feel negative, then how will we act? Positive thinking is powerful, but only when we think of it as one of the legs or the three necessary legs that reinforces the stool we're sitting on. If we don't want the stool to wobble or break, we've got to make sure we give each leg the care it needs to keep us from falling down and getting hurt. I believe that the key here with this idea is to focus on being as congruent as possible. Now, what's the best way to do that? Here's some ideas. A. Remember that the way you think needs to be in alignment with the way you act. When you affirm powerful thoughts to yourself about what you can do rather than what you cannot do, your biochemistry will change for the better. You will stand taller. You will move with confidence. B. Understand that the way you act is going to have an impact on the way you feel. When you tell yourself that you can do something over and over again, your mind will begin to believe it and accept it as the truth. This, in return, will make you feel like a winner, like a success. And C. Realize the way you feel is going to help reinforce the way you think. The way you feel right now has a lot to do with how you're carrying yourself. Are you hunching forward? Are you slouching in your seat? Are your shoulders sloped? If yes, you probably don't feel like you're at your best. Now, straighten out your shoulders, straighten out your back, tilt your chest upward, and smile, even if you don't have a reason to do so. Not only will you notice a shift in the way you feel when you do this, but you'll notice a shift in the way you think as well. You'll go from thinking thoughts that lead to feeling stressed and depressed to thinking and feeling confident and creative. In short, you'll have that can-do attitude that leads to success you crave in life, which is going to circle back around into helping you decide the way you choose to act in any given situation. See the feedback loop these three end up creating? Bottom line, it's not about positive thinking alone that drives our success in life. It's about being positive congruences between the way we think, act, and feel that drives our success in life. Next, be mindful of your self-talk. Your self-worth depends upon your self-talk. An all-star baseball player once decided to visit a prison to inspire the inmates to better themselves. He told them a story about his father always encouraged him when he was a little boy. His dad always told him, "Son, if you keep on hitting the ball like that, you'll end up in the Major League Baseball one day." Sure enough, he ended up playing professional baseball. Upon hearing this story, one of the prisoners stood up and said, "Hey, my dad told me something similar when I was a little boy. Every time I did something my dad didn't like, he looked at me and said, 'Son, if you keep on misbehaving like this, you'll end up in prison one day.'" Sure enough, he ended up in prison. As it turns out, 90% of male prisoners were treated like dirt by their parents when they were children. Many of them were spoken to like they were prisoners way before they ended up behind bars. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean that our parents determine the future for us in advance. We all have the ability to respond to our circumstances however we want, but it certainly makes things a lot easier if we have a solid foundation to build upon. Regardless of how your parents spoke to you, though, the takeaway from this story is very simple. The way we speak with ourselves plays a massive role in the way we perceive ourselves. And the way we perceive ourselves plays a massive role in our ability to develop a can-do attitude and reap the rewards it affords. Our attitude goes a long ways towards determining whether we decide to take on challenges and pursue success in the face of adversity. Encourage yourself. Believe that you can do it, whatever it may be. Your self-talk plays a huge role in your self-image. Your self-image plays a huge role in your attitude. Your attitude plays a huge role in your ability to succeed in the various endeavors you decide to pursue in your life. Drop whatever limiting attitudes you're holding on to about yourself and replace them with a strong, self-starting, can-do attitude. Next, become an activationist. Plenty of people have excellent ideas, but only a select few are able to see their idea through to action. There are two types of people on the planet: activationists and passivationists. Activationists come up with ideas and execute them without hesitation, the embodiment of a can-do attitude. When these folks decide to take a vacation, they take it. When they decide to call a client, an old friend, or even a potential romantic interest, they do it. Activationists decide to become successful, and they will that decision into reality with a can-do attitude. Passivationists, on the other hand, might have just as many ideas as an activationist, but the passivationists executes none of them. They postpone and procrastinate their dreams and goals continually. This lack of action, this lack of success, is the result of having a passive mentality about life and neglecting to cultivate a can-do attitude. So, what can we do to break ourselves of the passivationists habit? We can start by breaking the habit of perfectionism. Perfectionists put things off because they fear doing something wrong. However, the activationist goes ahead and does things and then deals with any problems that arise along the way. This also includes waiting for the perfect time to do something. There is no perfect time, and every minute that you wait makes it that much more likely you will chicken out of the whole thing. Now is the magic word of achievement. It's time to get rid of tomorrows, laters, and sometimes, and replace them with the readiness and urgency of a can-do attitude. You can do this. Now here's a quick recap of what we've gone over. Number 1, it all starts with your mindset. If you want to achieve success in all dimensions of your life, you'll need to get your mental game in check. Ensure your mindset is directed towards growth and progress for the most of your waking hours. 2, positive thinking can only get you so far. To generate true change, to develop a real can-do attitude that helps you succeed in whatever endeavor you want, you will need to place equal importance on your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Treat these parts of yourself to achieve the peak power and potential when they are unified and treated with equal importance. In other words, we cannot simply positive think our way to success. We must combine those positive thoughts with forward-facing action. And number 3, your self-worth depends upon your self-talk. Repeatedly affirm to yourself that you have a can-do attitude. Look yourself in the mirror and literally say it out loud. I have a can-do attitude. I have a can-do attitude. I have a can-do attitude. Do this exercise every morning after you brush your teeth. Yes, this will absolutely feel silly at first, but you will find that its benefits of success far outweigh the momentary feelings of embarrassment or self-consciousness you experience as a result of doing this. Number 4, become an activationist. Do not allow fear to freeze you in place and prevent you from achieving your dreams. Embody the habits of an activationist and take consistent action until you achieve what you set out to achieve. With each achievement, you will find your self-confidence getting stronger and stronger. This then will lead to more action, which will lead to more success. And this cycle of success, it never needs to stop. Okay, on with the recap. Let's talk about respirable silica dust. Now, I'm starting to talk about this almost every week, so we need to start concentrating on this respirable silica dust. Respirable silica dust is found in many places on the job site: concrete breaking, truck loading, drywall demolition, on and on again. The OSHA Silica Standard Table 1 describes the required methods of protection for many activities. Remember, dry sweeping is prohibited under the OSHA Silica Standard. Now, OSHA takes silica very seriously and attached high fines to violations of its standard. We should take respirable silica dust exposure seriously as well. Next, let's talk about working on roofs, the leading edges. When employees are working on the roof, the OSHA standard requires warning lines to be installed. Warning lines are to be established at no less than 15 feet from the leading edge of the roof. Now let's talk about working near openings. Employees are to be protected from falls through working or walking surfaces by the use of a guardrail system and/or personal fall protection equipment. Openings must be protected by the use of barricades, warning lines, or covers. Covers must be secured against movement, marked, and capable of supporting 2 times the intended load. Next, let's talk about storage of torching gases. Flammable gases and oxidizers must be stored a minimum of 20 feet apart and secured against tipping. Next, let's talk about face protection. While performing grinding operations, torching operations, or other operations that create sparks or flying debris, eye and face protection is required. Guys, look around your job site. Do any of these items present themselves? If so, take the time to train team members on the hazard and why and how they should protect themselves. All right, boys and girls, that's it for this week's weekly recap. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure that you give me a thumbs up down below here to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you will find additional videos of this nature, toolbox safety topic videos, and leadership training videos. And until we see each other again, take care of yourself because you're number one. Look out for your co-workers and help ensure their safety. Have a grateful day, and remember, I will see you in the field. Right now I've got a sweaty forehead because I turned the air conditioning off so that I didn't hear that rumble in the background, and it's hot in this building, so y'all give me a minute and get myself cleaned up. Let's start again. Now obviously this doesn't mean that our parents, excuse me while I wipe my face again. Boy, that ties me up every time. It's time to get rid of tomorrow, laters, and sometimes, and replace them with the all right, sweaty and all. I'm going to turn the air conditioning back on and edit this thing down and get it ready to go. Thanks for watching, everybody.